Fire, fire, fire. Crash and Burn, the Amber Heard story. Chat, how many of you are roaches that started watching Asmongold when he was covering the Amber Heard drama? I watched him before that, but I definitely watched him a lot during that time. It was great. It was fantastic. Always on YouTube. It was awesome. I thought it was very fun to watch.
Oh, come on, you knew I was gonna have to cover this eventually. No list of self-imposed celebrity meltdowns would be complete without talking about Amber's turd. Possibly the most disastrous series of unforced errors, performative victimhood, bad acting, and overestimating one's own cultural power that Hollywood's ever seen.
Oh my God.
And that's saying something, believe me. A one-time it girl who seemed—
Yeah, at least Rachel Ziegler didn't ruin someone's life. Just ruined a corporation.
To have it all, a growing celebrity profile, juicy film roles in big franchises, brand deals, and most importantly, a famous husband she could exploit for her own gain. Unfortunately, all those red carpet smiles and elegant dresses were hiding a dark personal life of abuse, lies, manipulation, and an insatiable hunger for power and control. Someone who tried to weaponize the media, modern culture, and even the justice system against one of the biggest and most popular movie stars of all time, only to have it blow up in her face in the most spectacular way possible.
People still really defended Amber Heard. It's funny. You know, it kind of reminds me of the clip of Pokimane who said, like, believe all women recently in a tweet, but then there's, like, a clip of her laughing at Amber Heard and saying that she's, like, an idiot. And I'm like, you really don't remember anything you said. You just say things just because it's like, you know, the thing to do. Everybody was farming the Amber Heard thing. Everyone was watching it. It was really mainstream.
So let us examine the not so tragic crash and burn of Amber Heard's. Amber was born in 1986 in Austin, Texas, the second of 3 children, and by all accounts, she had a pretty normal childhood.
Okay.
She rode horses, hunted and fished with her dad, and competed in local beauty pageants. Something she'd disown in later life as exploitative and horrible.
Yeah,
Funny how
I
that
can
works,
see that.
isn't it? Anyway, like a million other attractive young women with aspirations for bigger things, Amber made the move to California at 18 to pursue
Oh, hell yeah.
an acting career. The usual round of bit parts and minor roles in TV shows and movies followed, but 2006 would see her first starring role in the slasher movie All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. The film wouldn't get a proper release until years later, but it caused a bit of a stir in film festival circles, and it helped to put Amber Heard on the map. 2008 was when she first started to attract mainstream attention with supporting roles in Pineapple Express and the martial arts drama Never Back Down. Not exactly an all-time classic, but never mind. Attractive and just talented enough to hold her own against major players, she was now booking bigger roles, but mostly in low-budget slop like Exterminators, The Stepfather, and The Wards. It was also around this time that she came out as gay, or bisexual, or I don't know, something. Even Amber herself seemed to be pretty vague about the whole thing, saying, I don't label myself one way or the other.
But why do you need to come out? That's what I don't understand. Why does it matter? Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't care who you pork or who you wanna pork. If you say that, like, it just defeats the purpose. You want to be gay?
Well,
be
that's
gay.
helpful. Anyway, the point
gay.
is she dated female photographer Tazia Van Ree for a couple of years, and this is where the first warning signs appeared when Amber was arrested at an airport in Washington for assault against Van Ree. She would later claim that she was wrongfully accused and the officer who arrested her was homophobic, which is kind of interesting because the officer in question was a lesbian.
What?
Ah well, whatever. The incident was quickly swept under
Whoa. The coincidence?
the rug, as such things often are, and Amber was able to tackle the bigger problem of how to make the leap from trashy horror movies to mainstream success. What she really needed was something, or someone, to take her career to the next level.
Johnny Depp!
Enter Johnny Depp. The two of them met on the set of The Rum Diary and started dating soon afterwards. Yeah, he was 23 years her senior, but what the fuck? When you're a struggling young actress trying to make a dent in the industry and Captain Jack Sparrow shows an interest in you, you thank your lucky stars and milk that shit for all it's worth. The two were married by 2015, which funnily enough seemed to coincide with a sudden upswing in Amber's career and public image. Now she was booking roles in major franchise vehicles like Justice League and Aquaman. She was on magazine covers and commercials. She and Johnny were regulars at premieres and film
I can tell you, even though I don't follow normie mainstream media, the only reason I know about Amber Heard is because of Johnny Depp. I like his acting.
But behind the scenes, things were unraveling fast. Her marriage to Depp had been stormy and volatile for years, and by 2016, Amber filed for divorce and a restraining order, accusing him of physical and emotional abuse. The two eventually reached a settlement that landed Amber a hefty sum of $7 million, which she pledged to donate entirely to charity. Golly gee whiz, that was nice of you, Amber. Keep it in mind though, because it's going to be important shortly. For now at least though, Amber was still on top of the world. She'd managed to paint herself as a brave victim speaking up against a powerful and abusive man. She'd landed a neat little payout that had padded her bank balance and gotten the entire entertainment media complex to back her up.
Wow.
Because of course they would. It was 2017. While Johnny found himself blacklisted and dropped from major film projects, Amber's career was going from strength.
I think they dropped him from Pirates of the Caribbean or something, and a couple of other sequels from movies that he did before. Yeah, because it was such a bad look on him.
Strength. She'd co-starred in her first billion-dollar movie, although to this day I've got no fucking idea how that happened, and she was poised to make the leap to the Hollywood A-list.
That's why.
Yeah, she wasn't really a movie star, but she had the looks and the glamour and the momentum to at least create the image of one.
And that's what people want. It's like, if you remember her name, it'll sell more. So she's hot, like, yeah.
All she had to do now was shut the fuck up, maintain a dignified silence about her divorce, and enjoy the fruits of her success.
Was it?
No, 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 no.
Yeah, so that didn't happen. For reasons best known only to herself, Amber decided to stir up controversy all over again by writing a 2018 op-ed for the Washington Post, where she once again tried to paint herself as a helpless victim, getting raked over the coals for speaking up about the abuse she'd suffered.
What, are you retarded?
She'd already won both the legal and the PR victory, but she just couldn't help herself, it seemed. This op-ed would turn out to be a bridge too far for Amber. To say that Johnny Depp was tired of her shit would be the understatement of the decade, and before you could say, you might have overplayed your hand here, love, he'd launched a major defamation lawsuit against her, accusing her not just of lying and falsifying police reports, but of being the real abuser in the relationship. Claims and counterclaims were flying around like angry hornets, and the atmosphere was explosive when the case finally went to trial in 2022. Amber strode into the courtroom expecting another easy victory. After all, she'd won against him before, the media were still firmly on her side, and she was all set to paint herself as the brave young woman standing up to the patriarchy. Unfortunately for her, things were different this time. Not only had Johnny brought the receipts this time, but Amber soon became caught up.
He had an insane lawyer team too, don't forget that.
In the very web of lies that she'd spent.
The chick in the white suit.
So long spinning. Like, remember that $7 million from the divorce settlement that she promised to donate to charity because it wasn't about the money for me?
Shite.
Bullshit!
Oh, yes. That's shite.
Yeah, so that never happened, and it turns out she'd kept every penny for herself.
I don't know, I'm seeing the pattern here.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness, who could have predicted it? The evidence of the years of abuse she'd inflicted on Depp was mounting up too. A recorded phone conversation showed her gloating about how she could make up anything she wanted and everyone would believe her because she was a woman. Then there was the stuff that was just downright disturbing and weird, like Amber admitting she'd hit him but claiming that it was okay because it was a slap instead of a punch. Yeah, imagine if a guy had said something like that. Or taking a shit on Johnny's bed out of pure spite and revenge.
This is the most schizo thing ever. Blaming it on the dog, and then I've taken poops outside. Like, I've gone hunting and, like, you know, like, gone on a walk, and I really needed to poop. Like, it's hard pooping not in a toilet. How do you shit in a bed? You have to be so, like, you have to be in such a really terrible mental space to, like, just shit in your bed.
Revenge. And in that moment, dear viewer, a million internet memes were born. She was still doing her level best to paint herself as a brave victim speaking truth
Or
to
sick.
power.
No, I'm not talking about, like, if you're sick. I mean, like, you know, that's out of your control. I'm talking about, like, you're actually just... You're crazy! You're out
The
of your
problem was that
mind!
nobody was buying it anymore. Her testimonies came off as forced.
Even animals know not to shit in their bed. Think about that for a minute. My dog's pooped on the floor. My cat's, like, peed on, like, the floor on accident when he's, like, a little kitten. Even an animal knows not to shit in their bed.
Cursed and unconvincing, riddled with more contradictions and inconsistencies than a Zack Snyder script, and people were beginning to see her for what she actually was, a not particularly talented actress playing the role of a victim instead of actually being one. Now, for the record, I certainly don't think that Johnny Depp was some innocent, blameless saint in all of this shit either. The man clearly has his own demons that he's been wrestling with for most of his life, and a long list of well-publicized meltdowns. I've got no doubt they both brought toxic behavior into the marriage, but the difference is that Depp was always honest about his personal failings. Amber was not. More than that though, people actually liked Johnny Depp. He was popular, he'd been around forever, and he'd built up the kind of cultural goodwill that Amber could never hope to equal. The more the trial dragged on, the more public opinion swung away from Amber and towards Johnny, and by the time the verdict was read out on June 1st, it was pretty obvious how things were gonna go. Johnny was awarded a total of $15 million in damages, but for Amber, the reputational damage was way worse. Film roles dried up overnight. Her part in the upcoming Aquaman sequel was shaved down to the briefest of cameos, and she was abandoned by almost everyone who'd supported her. There's only one thing Hollywood producers hate more than difficult actors, and that's liabilities. The one-time darling of Hollywood, the brave activist, and the rising movie star.
And again, she thought she could get away with it by lying. Because women do have the privilege and the upper hand in domestic abuse cases. Literally proven that she lied and said, oh, it's fine because I slapped you and I didn't actually hit you with my fist.
Had become so toxic and radioactive that nobody in their right mind would go near her. It wasn't just a career meltdown, it was a full-scale career obliteration. Johnny Depp had taken off and nuked Amber's entire site from orbit, because at the end of the day, it's the only way to be sure. And who can blame him, really? The shit she pulled probably took 5 years off his career and cost him tens of millions of dollars in lost earnings.
So it was $50 million.
The vindication and the redemption arc.
It's probably not even close to what he lost, technically. $50 million.
Everyone had been waiting for, and by all accounts, Johnny Depp has been rehabilitated by Hollywood, and there he is now, back on the red carpets and the film festivals. He's even in talks to star in another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, because let's be honest here, Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow is Pirates of the Caribbean. Sorry, Margot, but when it comes to Pirates movies, you ain't it, darling. And what's of Amber, you might ask? Well, in the wake of the verdict, she fled to Europe under a new identity, and for the past
Oh, I did not know this.
couple of years, she's been working on the next chapter of her life. Whatever the fuck that means. Considering she hasn't been in anything since 2023 and there's no plans for any upcoming projects, I suspect her next chapter is going to consist mostly of vacation time and reflecting on the sheer enormity.
I'm sure she's fine on $1 million mansion somewhere. Yeah, pooping on more beds. She'll be right. Yeah.
Of her fuck up. For a few years, Amber Heard really did have it all, only to let it slip through her fingers. She tried to play the fame game in the worst way possible, weaponizing performative victimhood and a culture of believe every single accusation even without a shred of evidence for her own personal gain. And when she was called out for her bullshit, she didn't have the acting skills, the likability, or the sheer popularity to lie her way out of it. Her crash and burn might be one of the most spectacular of all time, and let's be honest here, one of the most well-deserved.
True.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Go away now! Now I'm gonna rewatch the best parts of the trial. Dude! would wake up and freaking, was it 22 or 21? No, it's 22. I think I had a job. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I basically like watched it at work because it was just so great. I didn't have time to like sit in the live stream to watch Asmund reacting to it, but yeah, it was great. Now I want to watch Asmund's video about this. Dude, they're peak. Go watch him. Go watch him. They're amazing. Yeah. The J word? Yes, unfortunately I didn't have a job at the time. I would just watch the YouTube highlights. It was amazing. Highly recommend it. Careers remain over? Definitely! Definitely, man. Really popped off. Job? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.